Opened on the 10th of October 2020, Angsana Hotel Penang is located on the idyllic Teluk Pahang beach. The resort has 231 unobstructed sea view rooms and suites with contemporary Peranakan-inspired interior designs, complete with modern amenities and colourful tapestries by internationally acclaimed designer Omar Khan. The resort has 5 restaurants and bars, 1 ballroom, 3 meeting rooms, an infinity pool, a kids pool with a water splash feature, an interactive kids club, a gallery, a spa and a fitness centre. Located just a stone's throw away from some of the top attractions in Penang, such as the Tropical Spice Garden, Batik Factory, Butterfly Farm, Escape Theme Park, Penang National Park, Monkey Beach and more. The hotel is situated between the majestic forested slope of Penang Hill and the pristine bay of Teluk Pahang, where remnants of the old Malay fishing village community still bring in their daily catch each morning. We arrived around lunchtime and were ready to eat after an exhausting 50-minute drive from Penang City due to our taxi driver jabbering on for the whole journey and making me wish I was back in Bangkok, where when Thai taxi drivers insist on jabbering on, at least I wouldn't have understood a word they were saying. And the situation didn't improve when we got to the hotel, which I must say was quite unique. Promoted as being influenced by the style of the 70s, it had a much more late 60s vibe to me in a kind of tacky hula girl lampshade way, if you know what I mean. We were told our room was ready, and after waiting some time we were showed to our room to find it wasn't ready, and in fact there were still guests in there who were understandably a little shocked when we walked in. Back in the reception we waited a while longer until the manager came and apologised with little or no sincerity, so I half-jokingly said, "Hey, it's no problem, just give us an upgrade and we'll be happy." So before she excused herself again, I, knowing how antsy I can get when I'm hungry, told her we'd go and have some lunch while we waited. Unfortunately, after we'd ordered our meal, we waited for the food to come, then waited some more, until I went and asked calmly, tinged with a touch of pissed offness, when the meal would be served. "It's coming, sir," was the reply. So we waited, and we waited some more, until, and remember, as I said, I get a little antsy when I'm hungry, so by now my usual calm Dr. Jekyll demeanour was just about to metamorphosize into my demented Mr. Hydeside, and I called the waiter over again, and in no uncertain terms I was about to tell him he could use our meal as a suppository. And as he approached me, he looked as if he was having a near-death experience. I mean, I don't look like a nice person at the best of times, but when I'm angry, compared to me, Hannibal Lecter looks like Mary Poppins. But just as I was about to eat the waiter's liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti, our meal came, and the waiter, looking relieved, seemed to go all floppy.
Thank you.
Chef apologized for the leak.
Tell the chef we forgive him, it looks beautiful.
And this tastes good. Very
No
good.
problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now things were starting to look up. The meal was great, and when the manager came to give us the keys to our room, she did, as I jokingly asked, give us an upgraded room. The living room kept to the 60s style, but the bedroom and bathrooms were pretty much state of the art. And another nice touch was we had 2 balconies, so if we had an argument we could both sit on separate balconies and sulk, while we enjoyed the magnificent view. Now the main reason we'd come to Penang was to visit some of the places where I used to work all those years ago, with my Malaysian band Splash, who I worked with for 4 years. And one of those places is in Batu Ferringhi, a 15-minute scenic drive from our hotel. But whilst it did bring back a lot of memories, I must say I was a bit disappointed. Now the place we're coming up to used to be a late night nightclub called The Ship for obvious reasons, and that's where we used to drink after our show, and just a few minutes walk down the road was the hotel we worked in, Golden Sands, which looked pretty much the way I'd remembered it, only a little worse for wear, which was to be expected after 30 years. The club we worked in for over a year was just over there, but I wasn't supposed to go in. Still, the gate was open, so I did. And I was sad to see that this once spacious and very successful venue was now just an administration office, which looked more like a big box room. So I made my way to the beach front, where I would walk for miles every morning to practice my lyrics before rehearsals. Anyway, please forgive me for being a little self-indulgent, but I'm just an old fart trying to relive my glory days. Or should I say, gory days. Moving on. Number 11. The high-class restaurant in Angsara was our little treat, and because we like to eat around about 6:30 in the evening, we had the place to ourselves. Starting the evening with a dry gin martini and a Negroni for me. Raj, our waiter for the evening, has just brought us a moose bouche on the house. Lemon butter, honey butter, olive oil, balsamic. This is an Indian something, but we don't know what it is. The oysters, Japanese hirama, which I've never had before, and it's got a very strong smell to it, so I thought maybe it was off at first, but it's not. It's just a strong smell of the sea, and it's quite chunky. It has a strange kind of musky taste to it, but there's a sweetness as well, so it's very unusual, but it was fresh. You can tell it was fresh. No, it was interestingly lovely. And Mina's scallop and salmon mashed with a raw egg, or raw egg yolk in it, and we wondered what the cream was at the side of it, the thick cream was at the side of it, and it was vanilla butterscotch ice cream. Now that sounds like a weird combination. What did you think?
Alright.
It's alright, which is generally the wise way of saying, yeah, it's okay. Lamb, like I said, just falling off the bone and got a lovely taste to it. You can taste the flavour of the lamb, but it's not strong in any face. Mina's got Australian Angus tenderloin. The meal was great, no problems there at all. Lovely jubbly, I thank you. I was up bright and early the next day to watch the morning make its entrance, then off to breakfast. Let's go looking for the bacon. What the hell is that? What's that?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Nobody knows. It looks like fish.
Char kway teow, fried rice, and chicken for nasi lemak, I guess.
Yeah.
And roti canai with vegetable curry.
And I've got lamb curry with roti canai. Spring roll, and this is the mystery meat. What is this? Let me know in the comments below. After breakfast, I had a little pussy follow me as I was going for a stroll on the beach, and she obviously wanted some affection, so I obliged with pleasure. And if you're a cat lover, you'll find quite a few cats hanging around the hotel grounds. The beach looked lovely and inviting, and I was looking forward to a quiet walk and watching the gentle waves caress the white sand under my feet. Only the tranquility was disturbed with this. Buzzing constantly like a giant mosquito flying round my head and impossible to get away from, and totally ruining the moment, so there was no alternative but to go back to my room, have a shower and pack. We had a great time at Angsara Taluk Bahang, but 24 hours just wasn't enough to take advantage of all the things we could have done. I'd say go for 3 days if you want to see all the sights. Our taxi driver on the 1 hour drive to the airport turned out to be the same guy who brought us. So once again we were subjected to his jabbering verbal diarrhea all the way there. So it's only fitting that I ended up in an airport toilet cubicle reading this amusing little sign. Thanks for watching, happy travels, BFN.